Minister, LEADER is one of the key funding mechanisms for rural areas. In many cases, it's the only option for the scale of capital investment required. However, the funding allocation model disadvantages larger counties like Cork, which in geographical and population terms is multiples of some of the smaller counties. In the forthcoming LEADER programme, what measures are you taking to ensure a more equitable and proportionate distribution of funding?
And thank you, Deputy Cairns, for raising this matter. LEADER is a key programme within our rural future, and I'm happy to confirm that the expression of interest stage to select the groups to deliver the next LEADER programme is now open. The allocations for each LEADER area have also been announced as part of this process. The procedure to select the LEADER groups will be open, transparent and competitive. Central to the formation of the groups will be a clear partnership approach with public and private interest groups coming together to deliver the programme in rural communities all across Ireland. And as you will be aware, €180 million has been committed to the new LEADER programme for 2023 to 2027, and I can confirm that all of this funding will be allocated to the LEADER groups that will be appointed to deliver the new programme. A number of factors were considered when deciding on the funding allocations. These included providing a minimum allocation of €3 million to each sub-regional area, with the remaining funding distributed based on population and level of deprivation of the area. This ensures that funding is targeted at the areas most in need of LEADER support. The views of stakeholders were also taken into account in this regard. Full details of the selection process and the funding allocation to each county are available on my department's website. It is now important that the key public and private stakeholders in communities across Ireland come together in partnership to deliver the new LEADER programme. I look forward to seeing the new programme being implemented and to ensuring that LEADER can continue to deliver real benefits to rural communities across Ireland.
Thanks, Minister. And I'm raising this issue on behalf of concerned organisations and communities in Cork. There's a letter co-signed by the Cork LCDC chairs, all three of them Fine Gael councillors, and they're calling for a fairer distribution of funding. Cork County Council's administrative area is divided into 3 local community development committees, and the funding allocation needs to reflect that. The county-based system in the previous programmes have resulted in under-resourcing of Cork communities. In figures these Fine Gael councillors provided under the 2014 to 2022 allocations, County Cork, with a population of almost 400,000, received just under 14 million, while Waterford, with 67,000 people, received 7.5 million, and Roscommon, with 64,000 people, got almost 9 million. So proportionately, Waterford receives 3 times as much as Cork, and Roscommon almost 4 times as much. The funding distribution system drastically needs reform for the new LEADER programme, and I'm just going to ask, would you please consider re-looking at the distribution method?
Thank you. Well, Deputy, the LEADER allocation for Cork is now it's almost 21 million, so that's up from 13.9 million under the last programmes. So it is a 50% increase. It's the highest allocation in the country, so they should be pleased to see that. But my focus is very much on delivery. And can I just say that it's based on population and level of deprivation of the area. So that is taken into consideration as well. And to be fair, for other counties, you were giving me the example in Roscommon there. And in fairness to Roscommon, when the figures add up, they do need more investment. And then when you look at the western and border areas, it's an area that's recognised by the EU as well that needs additional support. But can I just say that my focus now is very much on delivery. The selection process is open and all the details are available on the department's website, and interested parties will have until the 16th of December to put in their expressions of interest. So Cork is almost €21 million. That should keep them happy.
Minister, it's a serious issue with implications for a lot of communities, and I suppose the geographical size of the county has to be taken into consideration. Leader funding is absolutely vital for rural areas, and many community centres, playgrounds and local amenities are only possible with that funding. So many communities without even the basics of a playground. And at the moment I'm working with Bandon and Skibbereen Family Resource Centres. Neither of them have a home, essentially. And they're an essential service. And I raised it recently with the Minister and he directed me towards Leader. This is something that happens all the time. But Cork County should be treated, I think, on equal basis with other areas. And I'm not seeking any special treatment, just that funding awarded is proportionate. Cork County Council have worked with the All-Ireland Research Observatory and Maynooth University to provide analysis of the funding allocation with suggestions for improving the distribution. I would ask that you work with them to ensure that Leader 2023 to 2027 is a fairer programme that doesn't disadvantage counties just because of their geographical size.
As I said, Deputy, their funding is up 50%, so that's going to make a big difference on the ground. But, you know, whether it's Leader, the Rural Regeneration Development Fund, Town and Village Renewal, the Outdoor Recreation Fund, CLAR, the new Community Centre Investment Fund, the Streetscape Scheme, the Community Enhancement Programme, there is a funding scheme there for everything, and they make a real and lasting difference in rural communities. So I've visited every county during my time as Minister. There's great projects funded under all of these programmes, and indeed many in your own county, Deputy, Cork County Council and the Leader companies in Cork. I have to say they're doing great work on the ground. I've been in all of the different parts. I haven't been in every bit of Cork, but I've been in a good bit of it. And it's great to see what's happening on the ground. And the message I'm getting back from communities is keep the money coming, because there has never been more funding in rural development. This is unprecedented. So Leader's one part of this approach to investment in rural Ireland. So they have, in fairness to Cork, they have been getting a fair share of funding, but they should be glad with this extra money.
Thank you, Minister.